and it's after Christmas. Haven't seen you since before Christmas, now it's after Christmas. You may have noticed at home some of the Christmas decorations are down. In the stores, some of the Christmas decorations are down. It may even be, you may be seeing some Valentine decorations in stores already. But at church, things are a little bit different. Christmas starts in the church calendar on Christmas Day, so even though it's after Christmas, you may have opened all your gifts and you think Christmas is over, but in our church calendar, it's still Christmas. So we're still talking, it's after Christmas, but we're still talking about Christmas at church. One of the things we talk about at Christmas a lot is the Star of Bethlehem. That's the big star that's shown in the sky for many, many days and nights and led the three wise men to Bethlehem to find the baby Jesus. It's a very important part of our Christmas in our church, and you may have noticed that a lot of people have a star on top of their Christmas tree, and that's probably why. So today we're going to make a Star of Bethlehem. I'm going to give you a little bit of warning. This is a hard one, and everybody's probably going to need another pair of hands and some help to start out anyway. And this craft has two parts, so we're going to do the first part, and then I'm going to show you the second part. So what you have in your Star Craft kit is you have some clothespins, a piece of string, you have 5 clothespins, you have 5 craft sticks, and you have a lot of these pretty shiny little jewels in different colors. Some of them have different shapes and most of them are round. You need to be really careful with these. If you have a pet at home or maybe a little kid at home who might put things in their mouth, you want to be real careful with these and not spill them all over the floor. So for right now, we're going to set them aside. You're going to start out with the 5 craft sticks and the clothespins. You're going to make a star out of the craft sticks, and it's not easy. It's a little bit tricky. I'm going to go through it really slow, and then I'll go through it quickly again. You're going to start out with 2 craft sticks, and we're going to make either an upside down V or a teepee, whichever one you want to call it. I sent out some glue for everybody. If you had glue at home, that's great. If you didn't have it at home, you can use it. If you don't need it, you can always bring it back to church the next time your parents come for communion or to pick up stuff. But you're going to make a teepee or an upside down V, and as you can see, it's tricky and they tend to fall apart, so that's why I gave you the clothespins. You can make it, hold it together while you go on to the next part. So you're going to start out with a teepee or an upside down V with 2 of your craft sticks. Then the next 2 craft sticks, you're going to make an X, a pretty big X. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue in the middle to kind of hold my X together, even though it won't hold for a while because it takes the glue a while to stick. And that's going to stick on the bottom. You're going to put the bottom of the X on the bottom of your teepee, and you might have to adjust the X or the teepee a little bit to make them fit. So then I'm going to put glue on the very bottom parts of your teepee, and I'm going to take my X and put that, the 2 bottom parts of that, on the bottom of the teepee. And then I'm going to use my clothespins again because it doesn't stick very well until the glue dries. So I'm going to, as I said, you might need another pair of hands to help you with this project because it's a little tricky. I'm going to stick this clothespin on here. It's a little bit tricky even for me. So if you have little fingers, be sure you ask for some help. And then the very last, you have one last craft stick, and that's going to go across the top of the X and connect the top of the X to make the last 2 parts. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the top of the X and stick this on. And it doesn't actually look totally perfect, but you can get it pretty close. And then I'm going to put the 2 toothpicks on the ends of that. So this is what it looks like. You have a star with these crazy toothpicks holding it together. Now you have to use your patience because this glue has to dry and it's going to take a while. So I'm going to set that one aside and I'm going to show you this one that I made a couple weeks ago. Now you don't need to let it dry for a couple of weeks, but it's going to be more than a couple of minutes. So If you're doing this in the evening after supper, you may want to let it sit and let it dry until next day. But once you have your star made, and this one's not perfect, and yours might not be either, but once you have it made, then you get the fun part. You can get out your gems or your jewels or whatever you want to call them. Again, be very careful. Let's not have them all over the floor at Mom's house. And a couple projects ago, I think it was for the Christmas card project, I gave everybody a magic marker or a Sharpie that was gold or silver or bronze. They were kind of special ones. You could color the edges or even color the whole star if you wanted to. If it's gold or silver or bronze, that might make it look kind of cool, or you can just leave it the way it is. And this is the fun part. You're going to start out just running a bead of glue right down the craft stick, and you're just going to start sticking the jewels on it. Your fingers will get full of glue, and don't worry if the glue shows a little bit because it does dry clear. And some of you might want to do it in patterns and put a special color on the end of each stick and do a pattern that way, or some of you might do it just the way I did it, which is just pick up the beads and put it on in whatever pattern it comes out to be. Then when you get this one done, this part of the star, you can do the next one and do all of them until you have a star that looks like this. This is the finished star project. I hope you enjoyed doing it. You all got a piece of string, colored string in your kit, or you might have something at home that will work better. And there it is when it's done. If you still have your Christmas tree up, it makes a pretty cool Christmas tree ornament, or you can hang it on your refrigerator or somewhere in the house where you can see the sun or the lampshade hit it and it'll glitter and it'll remind you about the star that shone on that special night when our baby Jesus was born for us. Hope you had fun, and we'll see you next time for another craft.